Today on Torch TV, we'll explore one of the largest cosmic events in southern Indiana.
Because it is kind of a once in a lifetime, you know, to be in Hope and have the totality right here.
We jump into voting and its importance and enacting the changes we want to see within our society.
If you don't vote, then I feel like you shouldn't be complaining because you had the opportunity to make a change and you didn't.
Next, a peek at the local tabletop gaming community, a fun hidden gem within Columbus.
I've probably made some of my now best friends by just having this game store here.
All that and more in today's Torch TV.
Have X in preview, roll it, and take it.
Having a voice of students is unique, and in learning the power behind it is special. Onward, forward.
Welcome back to Torch TV. My name is Mia Bowers, and I'm joined here today with Abby Knollman.
So, Mia, I know that you're a big Swiftie fan. Did you enjoy the new album?
I did. I thought it was really good.
Did you have a favorite song?
I think my favorite's Fortnite.
That's a good one. Well, before we dive in, let's start off with a few announcements.
Next Tuesday, April 30th, Columbus East will be holding a job fair during the school day. It will run from 9 to 1:30 and be held in the Aux Gym. The job fair is for juniors and seniors only and will have representatives from 40 different companies. Seasonal, part-time, and full-time jobs will be offered at the job fair.
Denim Day is an international campaign that raises awareness about sexual violence and honors survivors of victim blaming. Every year, people around the world join the movement to show their support for survivors during Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Turning Point invites you to wear your denim and encourage others to participate in Denim Day today, April 24th. For more information, go to turningpointdv.org. The solar eclipse was one of the most anticipated events in Columbus's history, with over 100,000 people expected to take the pilgrimage to see this historic event. With more about how Columbus celebrated, here's East Media senior Ben Likens.
Thanks, Abby. The Columbus Airport hosted one of the most unique eclipse celebrations as they threw it back to the 14th century for a Renaissance fair. People came from all over to enjoy some food, a medieval joust, and experience the total eclipse.
As we were thinking about what we were going to do, we started thinking about the time period of eclipses and thinking about historical aspects of the eclipse. There's actually a lot of Renaissance paintings about the eclipse. So once we started going down that avenue and the idea of creating something that's never happened here in Columbus, Indiana before, in a Renaissance festival.
The almost constant performances throughout the fair included jousting, stunt shows, and sword fighting. Some of these performances even involve volunteers from the audience.
There you go. Pretty good. Louder. Faster. Go on. Give him a big round of applause.
All of these stunts require a lot of physical challenges for the performers.
The hardest part is the bed of nails. They are real. And in this costume, like, a lot of my back is exposed, so I can definitely feel the pressure.
While the performers are displaying their unique talents, there are far more family-friendly activities going on throughout the fair, such as blow-up axe throwing and an airball archery stand. After a long day for everyone at the fair, the moon finally went over the sun, sending home happy guests who got to see a once-in-a-lifetime event at the only Renaissance fair that is expected to be held here in Columbus.
That tie between a Renaissance festival and the eclipse really makes it what it is. You know, really makes the festival what we intended it to be.
The Renaissance Fair had a successful turnout of around 4,000 people who all got to enjoy the magic of the eclipse at this extremely entertaining event. Abby, back to you.
During the eclipse, lots of attention was put on the large events, but all throughout Indiana, many smaller communities celebrated the eclipse in their own way. And with the path of totality predicted to go through Hope for the first time since 1869, city planners knew they should begin to organize events for the celestial celebration. In Hope, a small community festival took place and gave small businesses lots of opportunities to connect with locals.
Well, this one's really exciting because it is kind of a once in a lifetime, you know, to be in Hope and have the totality right here. So it's had a lot of excitement just because it's so unusual. And we're really blessed with this good weather. I think a lot of people are coming into town that maybe wouldn't be here because the weather's gotten better and better. So that's very exciting.
Both Columbus and Hope are both just taking this as an opportunity to make a special time of it, a celebration, get small businesses out. They're certainly making the most of it and making it a real community event, so that's good to see.
This was another opportunity for us to kind of get our name out in the community and to have smoothie sales again. So that's been really nice.
What we're doing here is honestly fairly new, so this is the first time we've ever actually set up like this. Yeah, there are certainly others doing it as well, and I just hope the best for everyone, that we can get as many people here as we can.
This national event will be remembered forever by those who are able to see it. Now we go to East Media's Graecen Scott in our Weather Center.
Thanks, Abby. Today we're going to start with another natural phenomenon that happened in the world recently. Last Thursday, Mount Ruang erupted in Indonesia. Indonesia, which is part of the most volcanically active region in the world, has not experienced an eruption on this scale in 6 years. That first eruption triggered a tsunami which killed more than 400 people. Luckily, however, this recent eruption had no casualties, as residents of the area were able to successfully evacuate to a neighboring island. That's all for international weather. For our local forecast, today we'll see a warm, windy day with a high of 63 degrees and a low of 36. Expect partially cloudy skies and a 4% chance of rain. Tomorrow we are going to get a high of 65 and a low of 45, with a mix of sunshine and clouds during the day. Finally, on Friday, we'll finish off with a high of 68 and a low of 64, with a 60% chance of rain. That's all for weather this week. Abby, back to you.
When we come back, we'll take a look at voting, its importance, and why it can be so impactful on the community.
And we'll check out the H2 Olympians' recent swim season and their historic race to the top.
All that and more coming up on Torch TV.
Talking to you about a final project.
Yeah.
Here it is, and if you don't complete it, you will not pass my class.
He's not gonna do it.
How you doing?
Hey.
You feeling better?
I was never sick.
I'm a little better.
Are you?
Still, never sick.
Did you get that project done?
No.
I'm just not feeling great.
You know, I don't have any choice.
Yep, I failed him.
I'm sick. Welcome back to Torch TV. I'm Abby Knollman here with Mia Bowers. Mia, did you enjoy the eclipse?
I did. It was cool to enjoy the eclipse from my own backyard. I was a little disappointed with how many people came to Columbus, though.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the 100,000 visitors that Bartholomew County was expecting. Still, it was cool to see the way that Columbus came together for the eclipse.
Yes, it was. Now for our next story, we'll throw it over to Girum Linnemann reporting from the studio.
Thanks, Mia. 2024 is an incredibly important year for voting. We have all kinds of elections, from the local level to the race for presidency. As a U.S. citizen, our voice matters in deciding how we want to live our lives. And by voting for your personal beliefs, you can determine the future of this country.
I think young people's votes now are one of the most important things because this generation is all growing up now. Their vote is going to matter so much. So it's so important to get educated about what their values are and how they want to see our community grow.
How they vote is going to affect further down the line. Like the older people, when they vote, it's important, but they're not the ones that's going to necessarily have to deal with the long-term effects of how they voted, whereas the young people like directly are affected by that.
Here in America, our democracy is set up that you have a voice, you have power to make changes. If you don't like something, you can vote to have that change. Not everybody has that freedom, that liberty, that right, so it's really unique.
Very important for somebody young, middle-aged, or old to vote because it is a right that they have that can easily be taken away, and it's something that a lot of people have fought hard for over the years, and it means something.
Being a person of color, I've always been taught that people like me haven't always had the right to vote. So I always make it a point, and it's very important to me that I vote, because there's a lot of people that fought for me to have that right, a lot of people that died for me to have that right.
You may not fully realize to the extent that every vote has consequences. Your vote counts because it's your voice, and I think every voice has value. Your understanding of an issue and how you think it needs to be handled is very important.
You have the opportunity through voting to hold leaders accountable, to make changes if you don't like how something has been. You know, voting is a great way to help change that and implement the changes that you want to see.
The political situation impacts everyone. It impacts your rights, it impacts our ecosystem, like it impacts everything. So if you want to have a voice and a say in what happens, you need to vote.
If you want something to be changed, if you want something different, then the only way to change it is to vote. That's how this country works, is voting. All of us as a whole are the only ones who can take care of this country. And if we're not voting, then we can't make the decisions, we can't be a part of that process, and then what's the point?
Girum, how old do I have to be to register to vote?
The youngest you can be to register is 17 years old, but your 18th birthday must fall before November 4th, 2024, and you still have to register by October 7th.
Looks like I won't be old enough to be eligible this year. What are some ways that those like me, who won't be old enough to vote, can benefit the community instead of voting?
There are many ways to benefit the community if you are not old enough to vote. You can volunteer your time to a cause or organization that you care about. Another great way to help is to register people to vote. Talk to your county officials for more information on registration fairs in the community and how you can volunteer.
Now, let's head over to Mason Bean with an update on this week in East sports.
Thanks, Mia. To start, on Monday, our girls' tennis team took on Jennings County, and yesterday they went against Franklin, and tomorrow they will go against Greenwood here at home. Yesterday, the boys' golf team went against Brownstown Central, and on Friday they go against B&L in the B&L Invitational starting at 8:30 a.m. Good luck to our golf team. Also yesterday, our varsity baseball team went against Bedford North Lawrence, and the game got canceled. But our JV team competes at Madison Consolidated. Then tomorrow, our varsity team is at Jennings County. On to our varsity softball team that competed against Jennings County yesterday and lost 3-2. And our JV team played right after at Jennings County. On Saturday, our softball team competes against Center Grove here at home starting at 10 a.m. Meanwhile, our track and field teams are very busy. Yesterday, the boys varsity team competed at the Seymour Invite, and Friday, the boys and girls varsity will compete in the East Central Invitational. And our unified track team is hosting the Triangular Invitational here at home today at 5:30 p.m. So make sure to buy tickets to support Unified Track. Then they're going to attend the HHC Unified Track meet in Seymour starting at 11 a.m. Good luck to our Olympians this week. In collegiate news, former Iowa Hawkeye Caitlin Clark was the first pick in the WNBA draft. She was selected by our home team, the Indiana Fever, and she'll begin playing her position as a point guard in the upcoming season. Finally, an inside look at the H2O Olympians and their historic season, capturing a conference championship for the first time in 42 years. The 2023 season was one to remember for the H2O Olympians. This season alone, they broke 6 school records, with some of them being broken twice in the same season.
Coach Trueblood has set some pretty high expectations for the team, and I think this year they were able to kind of rise to the challenge and meet those expectations and then some. So I think they did a great job.
It's a big accomplishment for the boys team. It shows all the hard work that the guys have put in. You could probably say it's historic. So we've only got one record left to beat, I guess, and then all the records on the board now will be over the last 4 years, so that's pretty cool.
In addition to the multiple records they broke, the Olympians did not disappoint at conference and sectionals.
Of the season, that was one of his team goals was to get that, and they did. And then sectional, having 2 relay teams and a diver.
I thought it was awesome. We knew that we would be close with Floyd Central. Floyd Central is one. We've been second to them for the last 3 years. As humble as we could be, I think we dominated that conference meet. It was a pretty special thing to see.
The team was also very dominant in dual meets, beating Columbus North, East Central, Seymour, and Bedford North Lawrence by sizable amounts.
They have a winning culture going, and they kept it going this year.
I think it was great going 10-1. We've been very, very competitive for the last 3 years, or last 4 years.
The team is definitely looking forward to doing even better next season.
This next year, we just got to keep trying to build. We need to keep trying to build the culture on the girls' side and the boys' side. And that was the first time we've won conference in 42 years.
That's all for sports this week. Abby, back to you.
After the break, we explore how gaming shops around town support large and vibrant communities.
And how a recent student senior project brought a superstar motivational speaker here to Columbus East.
That and more when we come back.
Why is he by himself? Does he not have friends or something?
Hey, don't say that. That's not nice. Maybe we should invite him to lunch.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, did you want to come to lunch with me and a couple friends? We'll drive.
Me?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay, yeah, that sounds
Come
fun.
What do you want, peasant?
Please, sir, all the people in the village are starving. We all need food, sir. Can you spare a slice of bread for a poor soul like mine?
Maybe you should have thought of that before you became a peasant. Peasant.
Wait 1 second. Bullying is not king. Throw him in the pit, guard.
Wait, no. Please, we can talk about this. I have money. Come on, we can talk about this. Think for a second.
Oh, here you are, peasant. Oh, cheers. Oh, cheers, cheers, cheers. Thank you. Oh, bread. Hooray. Oh, hooray.
So Mia, what is your favorite board game?
Although very childish, I think Chutes and Ladders is very fun.
That is a good one. Well, tabletop gaming has been growing in Columbus for years. So let's play a secret level to find the hidden lore of tabletop gaming in Columbus and how the stores around town help support this community.
A hidden gem in Columbus is its long-standing tabletop gaming community that continues to thrive because of the various shops around town that have gained the complete trust and support of Columbus's many diverse players.
We actually have a pretty big community here. Between our store and the several other stores in Columbus, we offer a huge space for players just to join the community, and we have tons of different games just throughout Columbus itself for people to come and play.
It's just nice that we have such a varied environment of people who play, and then we're lucky to have several different stores to allow them to come in and kind of do that, whatever they want to do.
Game shops around town have always supported the gaming community in many ways, from the private rental rooms provided by shops like Board Games and Tarnished Tabletop Gaming, Castle Games' online forum that lets people request and explore new games, to the entire shelf Tarnished Tabletop Gaming has dedicated to local artisans. Game shops have always been a safe space for many tabletop gamers to express their niche interests and find friends who share these curiosities.
The tabletop stores in Columbus are a great opportunity to network with other people that enjoy the hobbies, to meet new people that are getting into the hobbies and find new games to be able to play. It's just a great chance to really get to socialize over games and to have access to a community in person of people who share the same interests.
I've probably made some of my now best friends by just having this game store here and having these people come in constantly.
Actually offered me a space to meet people. I'm pretty introverted myself. It's kind of a struggle to go out and go to a commons area, try to meet people. Coming into a gaming place to talk to people, meet people, play games that they like is an experience that you can't really get anywhere other than a game store.
Tabletop gaming had its golden age in America from 1880 to 1920. It has been a staple of Columbus, Indiana, ever since Tarnished Tabletop Gaming opened its doors 5 years ago, followed by Castle Games and Board Games 3 years later. These stores continue to support the Columbus gaming community. Both Castle Games and Board Games host community events nearly every day. Tune into their website and social media for more updates.
At the end of March, senior Lily Steinwedel brought in motivational speaker Nathan Harmon to talk to East students for her senior project. Nathan spent his past battling with family issues and addiction to drugs and alcohol. In 2009, he was in a drunk driving incident involving a friend of his, resulting in her death. After facing jail time and making a recovery from addiction, Nathan decided he wanted to use his story to inspire youth. He now tours across the country telling his story to secondary students, hoping to encourage them to make smart choices.
He came to my middle school actually, so Northside Middle School, when I was in 7th grade, and that's whenever I first met him. My project is all about mental health, specifically students' mental health, and so remembering his message, how impactful it was, I knew that would be perfect for my project. I just wanted at least one student to be changed by him. I know that he's changed so many people's lives, and I just thought if he could just impact one student, that would make me happy. And I know now that he helped more than one student, so that's great, and so that exceeded my goal.
Following in her brother's footsteps, we'll throw it over to Lauren Degner with the latest in world news.
In global news, President Biden announced the U.S. government's decision to continue military support for Israel in their time of need, as they have recently faced fierce attacks from the Iranian military. This decision comes after months of protests, where hundreds of thousands of Americans have shown their support for Palestine and called for a ceasefire in the Middle East. This choice also comes after recent polls showing that former President Trump has overtaken Biden in the general public support, and Biden has fallen to a 40% approval rating. Seems that he has his work cut out for him on the road to re-election this year. In local news, the new Columbus Regional Health Facility, based out in Nexus Park, has completed the final portion of its development and will have all of its departments open this week. This is the culmination of nearly 6 years of work and planning, with the city purchasing the former Fair Oaks Mall in 2018 and construction being approved in 2021. Visit the CRH website for more information on the services provided. Lastly, the second annual Hutch Fest was this past weekend, named after Columbus local Hutch Schumacher. The event aimed to bring more artists and musicians to the forefront and bolster a community that many have claimed is lacking events and artists. The event featured bands of all ages performing, including local teen ensembles, college students from IU, and even a few dad rock groups. With successful nights at both the Commons and the Crump Theater, there's no doubt Hutchfest will be back again next year.
That's all we have for today. From me, Mia, Mason, Lauren, and the rest of the Torch TV crew, thanks for watching.
Remember to take care of yourself and the place, and always try to be the best part of someone's day.